l'ombre sur la route, l'infime petite goutte qui fait déborder le vaste. Ta vie en entonnoir, mais pourquoi? Pourquoi maintenant? Du chewing-gum sur ta chaussure, l'ultime éclaboussure, c'est comme un vendredi 13 qui te surprend par derrière. Mais pourquoi? Pourquoi maintenant? Tu te dis, quand ta journée est finie, j'aurais dû rester au lit. J'aurais dû, si seulement j'avais su, c'est ainsi. Mais que veut cette chienne de vie? J'aurais dû rester au lit jusqu'au jour suivant. Ça recommence et puis tu rates encore ton bus. Tu fais pousser par une vieille, une sorte de Tati Daniel qui t'insulte, te déteste. Mais pourquoi? Pourquoi maintenant? Ton compte en banque est encore vide.
Well, Polo is my ex-wife's ex-boyfriend. And when I came back, I quit my job at teaching university. I came to Europe to live in 1990. Polo was one of the first people I met, and of course he wasn't absolutely thrilled by me because, you know, it was sort of an interruption in his path. Of course, now we're just very best friends, but that developed over a period of time. I became his sort of, well, his instructor, and he actually did have hands-on, this is how this stuff works from me, in a very real way, because it was mostly stone carving, which I was doing at the time. He had no experience with sculpture whatsoever. The most experience I had, once again, was self-taught, but I'd self-taught myself a lot of it. I'd worked with a lot of limestone and marble, and I knew how the stuff worked. And I took him to Carrera with me once, and he dropped his paintbrush and never picked it up.
When I decide to be an artist, I don't know if I decide. I feel I am. I'm not sure today. I get the dot. I say, who are you? Do you have talent to say you're an artist? Because you need to have a lot of talent. I met Tim. You know the reason I met Tim? Because Catherine, etc. And Tim, he just has been teacher in university. He's taught the story of art and painting, sculpture, beaux-arts, everything about beaux-arts. And me, I'm an autodidact. And I met him. That's why we have been working together for 20 years and more now. And he's my mentor because he explained exactly my path Polo. Continue, it's what you were doing is this. But I didn't know because for me it's natural, it's banal. You know, banal? Because my work is banal for me. Because when I was 20, I was sketching everywhere in the world to sell my sketch, like in New York, where I did in '76 2 lithographs for Circle Gallery in New York. The company doesn't exist anymore. It was 45 years ago. I get talent to sketch, but I didn't know, I was sure that everybody have the same talent. It's Tim with me, hey, Polo. And one time when we were working on a stone, he said, okay, but now you're ready to go on marble. You know, it's a click, le déclencheur. Et voilà, c'est pour ça, c'est mon mentor. When you cross somebody who was histoire de l'art, Tim has a fantastic knowledge about art, incredible. And you spend time with him. He used to live here with me in the studio. So every day, day by day. But what I did about my work is natural. Tutti al Posto.
It's not really a concept. It just means everybody's at their post. It was where they should be. And that's why Monday is Polo and I's favorite day, because everybody's where they're supposed to be, including us. We used to go out on the boat all the time on Mondays when I lived in Cannes, and or you would go out of the house, and you know the streets are, instead of like the weekends when they're crowded with everybody, you know, we're very selfish that way. On the weekday, you know, the market would open and life would continue as normal, and the world was our oyster. It was nice. The weekend we had to share it.
Who inspired me the first time I was 7. I was in the primary school, and I have a friend he was older 2 years of me. I had like 8 years old, he had 10. And his father was working on wood and making little animals in the wood from Jura. And this for selling for souvenir with a barometer, thermometer, a little chalet, you know, or something for the clock, the cuckoo Swiss, you know. And I was fascinated by what he's doing. And I want to see how he works. And his son said, I'm not sure he liked that, but you come, you open a little the door, and you watch how he works. And I remember I was old like this, working, and they give me inspiration. I say, I want to sculpt. I was sure. Anytime, but I've been waiting 42 years old to start the marble, you know. It takes long because the logistic to do that is crazy. If you dream to make sculpture, marble is the worst. You have to go to Carrara. It's 4 hours. You need a truck, you need machine, you need a lot of things. I didn't have nothing when I started. That, voila.
Why Carrara? Why? Ask Michelangelo that question. Why Carrara? He kept going back. Well, it's the finest marble. It has a grain that's very even, and it captures the light. It has a little bit of iron in it, so it sort of oxidizes with this beautiful buttery color after a while. And you know, it's just a gorgeous material that they've been exploiting for, I don't know, 3,000 years. The Etruscans were using it. I mean, that particular marble.
Everything we do is an accident, you know, it just came like that. You know, sometimes when I go in Carrara, take a piece of marble, broken piece, okay? I can be inspired. I see a dog, or I see something. But now I have block who come from Italy, and the block is a cube. And my work is break the cube, make curve, and start. And the subject is coming. Like you see this, like everything you see. When I start, I didn't say, I'm going to make a fish, I'm going to make a woman, no. I just go with the marble. Same for the metal, for the rusty. Except the rusty is this. Marble is put out. Marble is a risk. If you get out, it's over, it's finished. The piece you bet out, it's finished. Metallic is like glue, clay. Like clay, you know, if you want to make sculpture with clay, it's very easy. And rusty metal is same. If you don't like it, you can cut it. Marble is definitive. When you cut, it's finished, it's over. So it's just a little dangerous, pericoloso. Is it okay? It's a long interview, huh? God damn.
What inspires me is the love of the material, love of nature, love and disgust of humans. I mean, I guess you can't have good without evil, and that makes things interesting, if not a little difficult sometimes. But then, you know, that inspires you. If you, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at the Mediterranean and the beautiful hills and everything, that inspires you. But a painting is a springboard, you know, and so what you're painting, I'm not trying to really make a picture, I'm trying to make a beautiful painting. That's the idea. For me, it's an aesthetic thing. I'm not trying to teach a lesson like Banksy or bring anybody's attention to some world problem. That doesn't concern me in my art. I guess it concerns me, but I don't pay attention to it anyway.
My famous is Picasso. I like Brancusi, I like Calder, Moore. But all the mix, Tingali, everything Calder for the metal. And in the same time, I just go when my life goes, you know.
Well, I love Shamsuddin, as you know. He's probably my favorite, although my stuff looks less and less like anything that would be inspired by Shamsuddin. But I still love him. I love to look at it. I love to look at his paintings. And they're just gorgeous, gorgeous things. They don't resemble reality or anything else. It's just an expression done with paint. Whereas, say, the abstract expressionists, I don't get that same feeling. Although a Soutine painting no more resembles reality than a Morris Louis painting, really. But not reality. I mean, they're so far gone and so flat.
I have no inspiration, you just come. You know, I have no idea. When I find two pieces I put together, and then I forget, and I move, and one day, I don't know why, I put this there, and put together, and I see it works. You see the caddy, you show before the caddy? The caddy has been 5 years outside, completely broke, you know? And I was looking, tried one day, nothing. And one day, I don't know, I put on the table, in the position, the stud was there. And I had no idea what I was going to do, but just aesthetic, elegant, and the subject is coming. I call this is a chicken was eating, you know? But one day I say, look, I put the two things together, and I say, oh, it works. And I do that. And it's a duck. Maybe you don't see the duck, but I don't care. C'est la vie. Oh, told. Oh, it's a disc machine now, disqueuse, with disc in diamond disc. Before it was Marteau, Burin, this piece, for example, I spent 70 days to make. I was not eating, I was hungry. 70 days to make sculpture because I was like this. It's nothing. Now I can make faster because I get disc, and I love it. For me, the little disc machine with diamond is like a Stradivarius, it's a violin, because I curve all the time. It works, voila.
As we were discussing yesterday, a very important tool that if you don't have it can really screw you up is cash. Especially as spread thin as I am, because I'm all over the place. And you know, you have to have vehicles and material. I use these old frames. What I dropped yesterday, $2,000 plus the trip, blah, 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 blah. That stuff adds up. Airplane tickets, I ship 2 crates a year out of here. It's a juggling act, and it takes a lot of money to make it work.
I explain, for example, you want about tools, you said. You want to learn how to sculpt, to carving? No problem, in 1 hour, man, 10 minutes, I tell you the tools, how you use it, and you just go. It's very easy. In 10 minutes, I give you a lesson for the rest of your life, you know? After, is the stone is strong, is not strong, is soft, it depends of your, how you do, you know? But I like marble, but I think it depends what you're doing, you know? Marble is physical, very physical marble, and also seduction. Rusty metal is more creative and it's fun, it's ludic. And also is something ecologic, because now with carbon we use plastic, this is going to die, it's the end of the iron. And me, I give the iron, I put the iron in noblesse, in nobile, again. And also I know eternity doesn't exist, you know, so but I don't know who said the eternity is not longer than the life. Very important. Voilà.
This place saves, the United States would kill me. I would probably be dead if I had stayed there. And here on this little hill in this beautiful place, it's so quiet and tranquil. Everything just slows down, and you can really have a beautiful life here. And it's cheap, it's quiet, the mountains are there to exercise, the sea's there, the markets are there. It's just a wonderful place to be. I can't imagine living anywhere else. But I do have to, you know, maintain all my connections and everything in the United States. It takes both places to make a living.
Enough of that, this is Mount Athos. I can stay in my hill, on my island, days and days without sight. If I have beer, food, furniture to work, anything. The most important was in this studio is to keep everything I need, to collage, to paint, to make a pastel, to make oil painting, to make acrylic, to work on metal, to work on wood, anything of any kind of tools, everything. And if you have everything there, it's fantastic, because you don't think, but you non-stop all day. You have to go out sometime because it's too much. I start many things at the same time. You don't see, but if you stay longer, you will be surprised. I'm engaged in many pieces. That's the question when you ask me when it's finished. Because sometimes when this piece, I say, I need to put this more. But when it's leaving, it's leaving. I'm not going back to England because I sold it for, I don't know. Voilà, vous comprenez. Oh, vous avez le sourire, vous, hein, pour un journaliste. Okay, go ahead.
You know, you get bored very easily and you just have to keep moving. That started with my parents. I went to 11 schools before 5 different universities, and so I've never stopped moving. Now I'm starting to slow down a little. If you consider going back and forth across the Atlantic about 8 times a year, slowing down.
What I must have?
Yes.
Beer or wine, and music and food. I realized what enterprise because I didn't know it was impossible. Moi, c'est pareil. Je suis sculpteur. When I'm 7, I start not idea, just want to be an artist. I don't know what it is. But I know I'm different, so I know I don't want to be married, I don't want to have a job, I want to be free. And I just started like that, you know. And after a while, now, if I imagine at 20 exactly what I need to be a sculptor, I was crazy to imagine that because I see how much it costs to me to be there now, how long it takes me. The studio is 22 years, but before I've been painting everywhere, and voilà, si si ma réponse est bonne, just to continue. I mean, it's like a writer, like a musician. If you give me to eat, I get enough. I don't care. I'm rich. I don't need money. I don't need money.
Do you have a favorite piece of art that you've created?
The last one, always, in general. I have no favorite, I don't care. The action, I love the action of art, or action of work. When I work on marble, on rusty metal, it's the action I'm interested in. The action more than the subject. The subject I don't care. So I don't make a collection of my work, I just do. And if it's full here, it's because I don't sell very well. But I don't care to keep it or not. No. I touch everything I like, you know. Everything. Can be wood, can be... yeah, maybe I prefer marble, but now I prefer rusty metal, because rusty metal is more creative. Because marble is seduction, chic, beautiful, bam bam.
How do I know when a piece is finished? Oh, often you don't. If you leave a piece with me in my studio or my house, I paint all over. I paint upstairs, I paint down, I paint on the front porch, I paint out of the car, I paint in boats, you paint all over the place. So these things are hanging all over the place. If somebody you know, I decide it's done, and I put my signature on it, and they buy it, and I can't touch it anymore, it's gone. But if that same painting were to stay in my possession and I was looking at it, undoubtedly over a period of time, something about it I'm going to find could be better, and I'm going to retouch it just a little bit. I do that all the time. If it's around me and I have paint, I'm probably going to retouch it.
When he's leaving the studio, and it's rare. Sometimes I can come back if I visit a gallery, but you know, when you work with stone, one thing is, marble, for example, is very heavy. So you have to consider that you have to go back, to take the piece again, bring again in the studio, logistic, carry this, to repair or to change, is very rare. When the piece is going, it's going.
Yeah, but I do a lot of stuff in the studio too, and when I do plein air painting, like we were talking about earlier, if it's going to end up on my wall, then it's going to get attacked again and again and again, and I will not be out in the field with it. And you know, that last one, that painting I started right down the hill here, well, I ended up taking it to Fort Wayne and pecked on it there a little bit, and then I took it to Key West, Florida, where it really blossomed and came to fruit. But I started that last July, here we are in May. And now it's, for me, it's done. Although it's an ocean away, if I was around it, I'd probably find something.
Everything, the most important in art is creativity, imagination. But you say, the way you say about imagination is very different. Some people need imagination, but some people, we don't need that image, just the way to do it. And it's engaged all the time. When I do this, for example, it's stupid, but I like things stupid. And before, I didn't want to make stupid and said, Tim, help me out this way. He said, you're crazy, what are you doing? Because for the metal, I wanted to make rusty metal. But I was thinking, oh, I'm going to sell metal, maybe in 200 years, it's just break down, and I take money for that. It's terrible, it's stupid. And he said, you don't care, just creativity. Go where you want.
Nothing, we've just evolved, nothing, absolutely nothing's changed. I mean, other than when we first met, you know, he obviously didn't care for me that much, but that was quickly put aside. Now, the common theme, our exes being the same person, is just a big joke. We think it's funny. It doesn't even really come up, except for when somebody asks us how we met. Then that does come up very often, and that's funny. Ah, that's my ex-wife's ex-boyfriend.
If you're born a rebel, you're a rebel. You don't change, you know. Now I know, and I'm not married, you know, but I don't consider, comment dire, I don't feel guilty, you know. I don't care. And now I'm nearly 70. I won my story. I'm not from a ideal person. My parents, for example, is no artist in my family. I come from nowhere, you know. So it's nice in a certain way, but to be recognized is fucking difficult. But after a cap, you know, you don't need to be recognized. You just need to have money to continue and to work, and that's it. Posterity is shit, is a talk to the worms, you know. That's it. So, what you said, the ideal, is everything works about, you have a dream, just continue my dream, that's it.
Voilà l'ombre sur la route, l'infime petite goutte qui fait déborder le vaste. Ta vie en entonnoir, mais pourquoi? Pourquoi maintenant? Le chewing-gum sur ta chaussure, l'ultime éclaboussure, c'est comme un vendredi 13 qui te surprend par derrière, mais pourquoi? Pourquoi maintenant? Tu te dis, quand ta journée est finie, j'aurais dû rester au lit. J'aurais dû, si seulement j'avais su, c'est ainsi. Mais que veut cette chienne de vie?